Toxa. Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, babe. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm great. Guys, what do you think? This sound. Oh my God. I don't like it here. It feels like it's echoing still.
Well, they can't hear you.
They can, but they say it's echoing. Guys, let me know in the comment section how's it sound. I love you. Okay, I guess it's good. No one is saying nothing.
Right.
Uh,
I
Hi,
presume.
Naira. Naira's here. Naira is here.
Hi, Naira.
Uh, I'm going to have you back.
Thank you.
Toxa. What's your um general view on marriage?
On marriage. Oh my God, I think it's a beautiful institution. I think that marriage is great. When it's good, it's good. When it's going great, it's great. When it's bad, it's ugly. I think that, as with everything, it's a lot of work. A lot of people do not understand how hard it is to be in a relationship versus that, especially when you know that you've been by yourself most of your life, and you got to sort of compromise and make it about somebody else. So we make a lot of mistakes with the people we choose to spend the rest of our lives with. Sometimes not everyone does that, but I mean, those cases are supposed to be beautiful institution. Now it's something that I hear myself. Well, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. The sound is manageable. Oh my god.
Anyway, if you guys can hear me, can you hear me now? I think what it is I can hear myself.
Is it?
I
Okay,
think,
great. Okay, good. Keep going.
yeah. I mean, just to wrap it up real quick, I think it's a beautiful institution. It's great when it's great. If you make the right choice and you're lucky to spend the rest of your life with someone who completes you and someone who you complete as well, it's definitely a blessing.
Yeah, but when you say it's a lot of work, what do you mean?
I mean, it's just that your career is a lot of work. I think the mistake we make is we believe that when you meet someone and you guys gel, then that's where it ends. I've been on this earth for 35 years now, and I think in the time I've been here, I can say that human beings are complex. And it's as with every relationship, even relationship with your girlfriends, you work at them. You don't just assume that because this person is your best friend, you don't put in some work. You're there as a friend, you're a comforter, you're a listening ear, you bear their burdens, you support them as much as you can. So when you're in a relationship, you have to put in that same amount of time and effort. And I think a lot of us just want things to just be fixed automatically. You know what I mean? So we focus so much on the honeymoon phase, which is boy meets girl, girl meets boy. We like each other, we talk nonstop, and we get so consumed in that phase. Now, the real work and the real relationship starts after all of that is over. And in the marriage, I've been married before. It's not always going to be a walk in the park. You wake up some days and you're like, the best decision I ever made in my life was to marry this person. This is my supporter. This is my engine. This is my partner, my person. And some days you're like, what the fuck did I? Was I mad when I made this choice of everybody in the world? I chose to marry this crazy human being. Are you mad? So I think it's friendship on the days when you don't feel like being lovers that carries people through. You know what I mean? So I might not be happy with him, but I like him as an individual, and he's my person. So I would take the BS because I like him. Do you know what I mean? This is not that BS should now be more. I'm just saying that as human beings, we have to sort of find a balance and understand that it's the work doesn't end. When you find people who've been married for 50, I personally believe that every couple, good, bad, happy, even if you're happy and this is like the best person you ever married, I think counseling is necessary for every marriage to work. I think counseling is good for friendships as well. I know my friends have therapy. Sometimes we sit together on a round table and we talk about things. Like, bitch, I didn't like when you said this. This is how it made me feel. You know what I mean? And they apologize and we respect ourselves enough to move on from there. So how much more this is someone that, wasn't born with you, wasn't raised with you. You guys just met each other and you want to have a life together. I think more couples, more black couples, should be open to having counseling. And
Conversation.
going to therapy doesn't mean that you
Okay.
guys are in a bad place. It just means that you want to make your marriage work. So every Thursday, let's go to therapy. Let's talk about it. Air it out. Just talk. I think.
And not just suck it in and oh, when you guys have a fight, that's when you talk. Oh, but you did this to me. You did that to me. What did I say in your phone and stuff?
And to be honest with you, I feel like when you find yourself, as a lot of us females can sometimes be like that. And it's nice that you mentioned that. I think it's important for us to always hold ourselves accountable. When you forgive someone, I wasn't always like this. I've had my days when in relationships I'm quick to say it's over because I think, fuck that, I can't take this shit, man. Are you mad? Like, why am I taking this from this person? But then as I grow older, I've learned to appreciate the fact that we're all different. And our differences sometimes can show its head, in certain areas. So it's okay for you to basically forgive someone and let it be in the past. Sometimes it's difficult. Some of us have been through a lot of issues growing up, daddy issues, absentee fathers, growing up by yourself or literally raising yourself. You don't have the manual. You know what I mean? And sometimes you might not even know that that is a toxic trait. It's all about working on yourself and being aware that, what, I don't want to be this person who always remembers the wrong that my partner did to me. It's hard because sometimes some of these niggas be doing things that, girl, let's just drink. I'd be like, do you know what? But then it's
This is
about,
too much to take.
but so it's all about balance, I think, and being accountable. Being accountable as a human being, as an adult, knowing that you're not what happened to you in the past, and
You move past that.
you can't let people pay for sins that they did not commit. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, perfectly. So, what would you say we single girls should put into consideration before going into marriage? Aside, oh, you have to love this person, the communication. What else do you think you should put into consideration?
Girl, it depends on how old. If I'm talking to people in their early 20s, I would say you're still finding yourself out. You know what I mean? It's okay for you to date with the goal being finding the other person as well. Now, if you're between the ages of, I think, 18 to maybe about 24, you can follow someone who is also trying to discover himself. You guys can discover yourselves
By
together.
yourself.
Now, if you are between like 27 to 35, I think there should be more that should be brought to the table. At that age, you should have a sense of idea of what you want for your life. And once you do that, it's always important to go in headstrong, knowing what you want out of anything, a business relationship, your career, your relationship, the person you want to marry. You have a voice. As African women, for so many years, and watching our mothers make so many mistakes, we're being made to believe that we're just supposed to accept anything that's on the table. And the moment you don't want that, then it seems like you're a problematic woman. But I am re-educating a lot of young girls to say, you work hard. You have a roadmap of what you think your life wants to be like. You can't hitch your tents to just anybody. The days when you were just busy trying to discover yourself, it's nice to, sort of meet somebody. Okay, we just met on the streets, we're both trying to figure this thing out. Let's figure it out together. But at some point, you have businesses now, you have your career, you know what you want out of life. When you meet someone, it's important to have those conversations so that you put on the same page. It's not like you're speaking French and he's speaking Spanish, which is where I think all the problems in the world, comes to mind.
Life.
All for women getting theirs. I've never been an advocate for dating someone for what you can get from the person, even if at the end of the day, let me take that back. You both should enrich your lives. Yes, you should date someone for what the person can do for you, and the person should date you also for what you can do for him. It should be a give and take. Now, where the problem arises is if you're wanting to take without giving on both ends. So you find a guy who sees a hardworking girl and he sees her as a means to an end, and all he does is take from her emotionally, spiritually, financially. What are you putting back in this can that you're taking from? One day she's going to wake up and realize that the can is empty. So it's important that people are not shy away from asking questions. As a young girl, if you're going to date someone, I'm an alpha female. So for me, it's important that I date someone that I can respect. Age, for me, is not about a number, but it's nice because I believe that sometimes experience comes with age as well. Do you know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
wouldn't necessarily date someone that is younger than I am, even if there might be a million and one young guys who are much more mature. That's just my preference. So I would say maturity is one thing to look out for. Put all your cards on the table. Never stop talking. Know what you want, and don't let anyone tell you what they think you should want. Do you know what I mean? Because
Wow.
people who
Rich.
sit there and be like, oh, I don't like you because you do this internet thing too much. Or I don't really like you because you're a reality TV. Oh, I really don't want my girl to be this way. What are you bringing to the table, son? If you're bringing nothing to the table, how dare you question what puts butter on my bread? You should appreciate the fact that at my age, I've worked hard to become this person. So if you're coming into my life, please come with something. If not, I beg, park on the road. Let's just be greeting ourselves. Wind down. Are you okay? Cool. You alright? Let's party. Hey, but when it comes to let's be serious, no.
Yeah. And yeah, you said finding yourself as a person, right? And I know in your blog, made it to a lot of blogs, you talked about, oh, finding yourself using sex toys, like
For
using
women.
this for what?
For women, yes.
Yeah, for women. Yeah. So what's your take? It's more like a lot of people talk about ladies using sex toys to find themselves. More like what triggers this? What triggers that? How about the guys? What do you think about the guys using sex toys?
The thing is, I like that you asked that question. And the guys who are watching us right now, I really want to see many more guys, hold seminars for men, talk to men, because we spend so much time educating we women. And
Mm-hmm.
what then happens is when you inject that educated woman back into society and she's trying to relate with a man who is not educated, there's always going to be problems.
There's a
So,
problem. Yeah.
not for men. I can't talk about sex for men because I'm not a man. I can talk about sex for women, because I don't know it all. But as a woman, I think that there's certain things that I learned a little bit late. I wish I knew these things earlier. So when I talked about women finding themselves and their bodies, it's because for so long as women we're told things like sex is something you give to a man. Sex is a gift that you give your body. Your husband owns you. People don't really take the time to educate women on what sex is. If you find out from a lot of people, sex education you had in school was probably with the banana and how to wear a condom, and that was that.
No
Nobody.
one taught you that.
Well, in some schools, at least I went to a school where there was a
It
banana
didn't.
and they bring
Mm.
condoms and they say this is how to wear it, and that was where it ended. But when you really, really, look at the anatomy of a woman shouldn't be made to feel like she should keep giving. She's the homemaker, the caretaker, sex giver. What about her? There's so many women who don't even know what they like. They don't know how their body will respond because they're being told either from the religious angle that sex is a bad thing and it's dirty and it's not something that you necessarily talk about, even with your friends. You shy away from things like that. But I feel like as a woman, it's important for you to discover your body before you can even tell someone the roadmap to what pleasures you. At least know what it is for yourself. So I'm ashamed to admit that I turned 32, and now only then did I realize that I didn't even know what my body responded to, because I would just go with the flow. Okay, we kiss, we do this, and you think that's great sex. But then, what about what I like? I don't even know how to tell a guy, don't do this, I don't like it, or that hurts, or I'm not enjoying that, because our voice is almost swallowed in this shyness, or a woman is not supposed to own her sexuality. But I think a lot more women should have toys. Not even some people do it with their partners, and it's great. If that works for you, it's amazing. But for yourself, once at least maybe in 2 weeks, to find out what your body likes, what your body answers to. Is this working for me? Do I like this? Some people think squirting, for instance, is like this mysterious thing that happens. We don't even know what it is. What is squirting? Is it pee? Is it another liquid? Is it? People don't know. Do you know what I mean? And they're not open to having this
Me don't know
conversation.
though.
Is like, either you're as a woman, society will judge you. Society doesn't judge you. Your church will judge you. Church doesn't judge you. If you find a single woman talking about sex, the first thing they throw at you is religion. But if a guy did that video that I did, everybody will be all up in the comments laughing. Ha ha, it's so funny. Yes, my God, correct, this, that. So why is it okay for single guys to talk about sex? And when it's single women, it's like she's
It's a
promiscuous.
taboo.
So it was important to break down those stereotypes for me and let people know that as a woman, you own your body first before any other person feels like because they paid a certain bride price, they own you. Own your body. What works for you?
You.
Do you know what I mean? What do you like? What do you respond to? So that when you get together with a potential partner, your sex life can be exciting. It's not something that you just lay there. If you ask many women sex positions now, a lot of them just shy away. Okay, I just like the lights off, the guy on top of me, let it just be over. You know, you hear things like that and you wonder why. You know, you should own your sexuality, buy lingerie, look sexy for yourself, you know, look at yourself in the mirror and appreciate what you've got working for you. I personally think so. So, yeah.
And to everyone watching, right, I think when you see videos on blog, they don't show you everything. They show
Yep.
you about some 15 seconds where Toke said this, said that. I really think you guys should pay attention to our YouTube channel. Very interesting. And watch the video from 0 seconds to when it ends and not pay attention to 10, 15 seconds. So these bloggers,
Yeah. Well, you know,
they'll be chasing clouds.
the thing is, you have to, I think to last in this business, you have to just let people do what they're going to do. You know, for the bloggers, it's nothing personal. They also want to sensationalize their stories to get the clicks. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of people need to just be a bit wise enough to know Tacha said this. Of course, Tacha is not mad. Why would she say this? Let me click on it to watch what she really said. Do you know what I mean? So for journalists, I mean, I'm in the media, so I've worked in this industry for quite a number of years, and I can tell you it's never going to end. People will sensationalize stories because they feel that's what grabs the attention of other people. So I've learned to just laugh through it all because it's not that deep, as I said. As we finish this live, there's someone that's going to watch 2 seconds of this and sign off
And
and
just cut
run
that part out
somewhere.
and put it out
This is
everywhere in the
what
blog.
this is what Toke and Tacha said. And then you find people who are not patient enough to find out the entire thing. They will now run with it and think, oh, why would she say that? Or why? So you can't take things personal. As I said earlier, if you want to be successful, you cannot have an emotional reaction to everything that is being said about you. Let them say what they have to say and you just keep doing you.
Yeah, right. When do you think it's time for you to throw everything back to the public? Right. When do you like? When do you think it's time for you to be like, guys, you know what? All of you people is talking crap. Because I know you did it a couple of days ago. You used the
Yeah.
hashtag okay,
To be honest,
Kylie. Like when do you just say, oh, it's time for me to just put these people in their place?
I mean, we're all human. I do have to say, it's easier for people to dish out than receive what they give out. And in this point, I do also sort of appreciate the fact that, you know, you're still standing strong because I know that a lot of people come for you. I mean,
Thank
I read
you.
certain things and I just laugh. And, you know, I'm excited at the fact that you have a tough skin because I think that it's not just in the media alone to survive in this world. You need to be tough. You need to be strong. Life is not for the faint-hearted. You know, you can sit here and complain about all the things that are wrong with the world, or you can wake up and roll with the punches and realize that the world is going to beat you down, but it's your duty to rise up even as hard as they beat you down. So when you have a moment, whatever works for you, I personally don't really engage trolls, but there's one or two moments that, you know, I'm sitting back having a laugh and I see something and I'm like, oh, like for fuck's sakes, are you really serious right now? And then you say something and then, you know, it's interesting how they cry wolf after they've said the worst things to you, and then what you said wasn't even that bad. So it's like you came.
Compared to what they say to you.
It's like you came to fight with me, and then I shut the door in your face, and you're crying. Like, dude, why are you trying to fight with me though? Like, I'm in my lane. You know, I'm not minding you. Why are you paying so much attention? You know, but it's all love. As I said to you earlier, we need to also encourage ourselves, and you know, for people who are not Tacha or Toke, you're working a job and you feel like you're being bullied, you're in school and you feel like people don't like you, they're talking about you all the time. You have to sort of take the power from that situation. For everything that's happened to you in your life, 5% is literally what happens. 95% is how you react. And once you understand the power that you possess as a human being, then you realize that it's not that deep. You know, as I said the other day, like if you're out here trying to troll someone or trying to criticize someone that you could learn a thing or two from. But maybe the pride in you makes you feel like you want to have this moment. But at 11 p.m. at night, I don't think you're there in your house fussing about me, because I'm not even thinking about you, if you know what I mean. So I think that we have to begin to change the narrative. So they call me Abule Egba Kylie Jenner. For me, that was a compliment. Kylie is a billionaire. She's got a makeup brand. I have one. So for me, it's like, of course, I'm not in LA yet. So I would take the Abule, but there are people that live there. Are they crazy? You indirectly try to diss people who live in that area, but I will wreck them. You know what I mean? So I can be the queen of Abule, but it's so good, boo. Let's do it.
Congratulations on your cosmetic line.
Thank
Swear,
you.
like I just can't wait for the lockdown to be done and dusted with. I need to place orders on all
Thank you.
shades of your
You owe
lipstick.
me something, Tacha. You were supposed to send me. I asked you to send
Oh, I
and
will. I will.
percentage. But congrats on everything you're doing.
Oh,
I
thank you.
think that you have so much power, and it's incredible to watch a young girl like you literally set out on your own to do things for yourself. The journey will get crazy. It will get tough. Because life doesn't promise us a smooth ride, but it's important that you are 10 steps ahead of this thing. So always
Thank you
ask
so
yourself,
much.
is it worth it? Should I? If you feel like it's not, then let it go. If you feel like it is, then by all means take the shots. Yeah, so
Thank you. Thank you so much.
you're
And
welcome.
a pause on your career.
Did I
I
do what?
haven't really heard you do any process about it.
About my what?
Your career.
Oh yeah, so we had to rebrand and repackage. We're almost done with that. I've been working on this skincare line for about 4 or 5 years now, girl.
Yeah,
I'm
because I know you did post about it. Oh, we're rebranding our skincare and stuff, but really, I've been looking forward to seeing
I'm
it.
going great. Thinking about the stress of running this business. So the first batch of cosmetic skincare line we had, I wasn't really okay with the potion and the sort of the thickness of the potion. So I, of course, we went back to the labs and we're trying to get it right and testing things from all over. And we're almost done with the right packaging, and we're definitely putting it out as well. So crazy ride. It's interesting how people see the now and they're quick to want to judge the now, but they don't see the years of hard work and sweat and failure. Because for every successful business
Everything
person,
you had to go through.
you have to go through one of those phases where you really are introduced to what the world is all about. So, yeah, we're at the point of repackaging. We'll soon be out. When all of this is over, I'm hopeful that we can definitely be back on the streets and people love it as they did.
Yeah, right. How's it been like being an entrepreneur? I mean, you have your luxury bags, you have the skincare, and the cosmetics. How's it been? I know it's crazy, but please,
This is how it's been.
still.
It's literally failing forward through life. I tell people you stumble forward, fail forward. My first batch of bags, oh, whoa, it was one of the most trying times of my life. The complete first batch was like money thrown into the fire. It didn't work. Having people say things like, "Oh, it looks like a science school project. Why does she even think we care?" That was a point in my life where I also learned. It's very important that I share this with people who are watching you. No matter how strong you think you are, it's very important to shield and protect your mental health. You see, sometimes because we're strong, we think we're not faced. It's like, oh, I don't care what people say about me. Oh, fuck that. I don't really care. People would say whatever they want to say. But then before you realize what's going on, when it's time for you to make certain decisions, you start to second guess yourself. I always share this story and I link it to, because I'm a Christian, and the Bible is the most fascinating book on this earth as far as I'm concerned. If you look at the story of Noah, they tell us about this guy who woke up one day and heard from God and he started building an ark. That was a business, an ark, right? Now imagine today you're driving down Lekki and you see one person at the roundabout building an ark. We will all laugh. We will sit back and think, dude, it's not even rainy season. Are you mad? We would say all the things we want to say, the way we shout out at the government, why are you doing this? Yeah. And, Noah had to endure all of that for years and there was no rain. And eventually the rain came. But the Bible also tells us that at the end of Noah's life, he became a drunk. Why? it wasn't easy having to deal with all that negativity. So even when you're a strong person, you have to guide your mind and guard your heart, because out of it flows, the wells of living water. So
You're right. It's really hard, okay? It's really hard. Like guiding. Sometimes I have to like just break down and cry and stuff. And it's like you people don't know. Like you guys have absolutely no idea what I'm
I know,
going through, but
girl,
you keep
girl,
pushing, you keep commenting, you keep
I
saying
know,
this, you keep saying that. They
I
keep
know.
coming, right?
I
They
know.
do. They do keep
I
coming.
think what you need to do, this is what works for me, and I can just share. You constantly need to be on your self-discovery journey. It never ends. You have to know the Tacha before Big Brother is not the Tacha now. The Tacha now is not going to be the Tacha in a year. So you have to literally have a vision of who you want to be and begin to work towards that woman. So it's okay if you've made all these mistakes and in the past you can get into it and argue and fight and be like, don't come for me. I get it. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard because you're literally just trying to survive. And there's someone out there who's just trying to it's like, what did I do? I'm literally just trying to live my life. But you have to constantly envision, because let me tell you what you fail to see. They see it. They see the potential you have. And because they see it, they can throw stones at it. But you can't see it because you're caught up in the hype. So sometimes it's okay to be like, you know what? If crying works for you, cry. But never let it get to that. Because these are people who don't know you. So why should they have that much power? Why do we, as I said to you, okay, you have 1,000 people on here telling you we love you, Tacha.
Yeah, we have about 95% showing our love
One
and stuff,
person,
and it's just
one person comes and says you're so fucking ugly. You automatically ignore all those people and you're focused on that one person. It's not fair. So if you can take the good, this is what works for me. I keep telling myself all the time, if I can take the good, I should be able to take the bad without complaining. My life is blessed. I've got businesses where I never thought I would be. So if I can take all that good stuff, then what is all the negativity in comparison to the vision that I have? So it's like, bring it on, man. It's okay. Yeah. She's this, she's that. Let's drink to it, man. It's cool.
no, right? Thank you so much, and I'll have to apply.
Yeah, well, take your time.
Um,
Just take
okay,
your
yeah,
time.
Tucker
Take
is
your
so
time.
brilliant. Yeah, she is.
Thank
She
you.
is so brilliant, very inspiring. Everybody listens to her.
No, I
Everybody
know.
does.
Toke just talks shit. She's not. She just talks shit
No.
all day, all night. She just talks from her ass.
No, no. How do you handle a breakup?
Girl, I go through different phases. You go through shit. Is this happening to me? Who, me? This person rejected me. Then you go through, the anger phase where you're like, that I don't even give a fuck. I'm gonna do me. If you want to do that, this, that. And then you go through the numb phase where it's like, it's been 5 days now, and it hasn't even gone. And then you go through the blaming phase. You start to think maybe you are at fault. Maybe if I didn't do this, maybe if I didn't do that. And then it's like 7 stages of grief. But then for every one of the heartbreaks you've had in the past that seemed like it was going to be the last, look at where you are today. You have to, I guess, as you grow older, you kind of get used to. I take that back. For me, the hardest thing that I had to struggle with was my expectations from people. Now, because I know that I'm not an asshole and I know that, I'm not a bad person, I automatically expect that if I'm going to open my heart up to you, you'd be a nice person. But the world doesn't work like that, Tacha. People were raised differently, and you have to respect the fact that, we're all not the same and people are going to disappoint you. So lately, when I go through disappointment or heartache, it does hurt. I bury myself in a bottle of wine. But you see, the moment the wine reaches the ground, the moment I've cried my last tears, I can never cry again. I'm just like, okay, all right. Because you have to ask yourself, what's the worst thing that can happen to you? The person leaves, you be sad, you feel like you're going to die. You wouldn't die. Your heart is just playing tricks on you. It's all a
Hmm.
lie.
You
Emotions
get over it.
you keep telling yourself, I would never get over this person. Boo. No, you will. Even if you refuse to get over the person, life will make you get over that person. And then it's just accepting that it's okay if you don't give me what I want. There's nothing wrong with what I want. Because I think this is where a lot of females get stuck. we sometimes play it over and over and over in our minds, and we begin to feel like maybe we're not enough if you had done this, if you had done that, if only I was this way. And that's not why you're going through a heartbreak. You're going through a heartbreak because it just didn't work. Bad things happen. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like people just need to be able to not lose who they are to that situation. So it's okay to be sad for a little bit, but throw on some makeup, do your hair, remind yourself the bitch that you are, and just keep rocking with it.
Yeah, look good basically. For me, I would say, yeah, I've cried for a couple of boys though. Yeah, I have actually. But then I just kick back up and make them feel like, fam, you didn't get to me, I'm good without you. That's what I do.
And you know, I say to people, the best revenge is not, there's no revenge to a heartbreak. Just do you invest in your glow up, man. You know, become that person that when the person who walks out of your life sees you, all they can do is sing your praise and be like, that girl. I know all of my exes, either you people like me or not, you guys are fans. Deep down, you're like, she's the bitch. That bitch, she is the
She's
bitch. You know what
popping.
I mean? She's popping. You know, she has her shit together. She has her life together. You know, she's working hard on things. She's working hard on. So it's no longer about the targets or the me trying to get back at you or making you see reason why you should be with me. It's I'm just going to discover myself even more, self journey, as I said, and just enjoy the fact that you were part of my life for a while. That part is over. I am who
And
I
this is a
am.
new journey.
Read.
To respect another book. Because we know you're an author. Unbecoming was great in 2016.
Thank
Killed it
you.
literally with your book. To
Yes,
respect
thank
another book.
Yes, it's almost done. You know, I'm just at the editing phase where even when you write a book, you have to. I advise a lot of young writers out there, if you're listening, um, you know, the worst thing you can do as a writer is give people who know you to edit for you because they
Hmm.
edit your book from your point of view. So it's interesting to hire a completely different person who probably doesn't even live in your continent and give them the body of work to read. Now, if they get back to you and tell you that's a great story, then you might have a bestseller on your hands. The problem with giving people you know is they already think like you and they can almost see you as they're writing. And when you write a book, you have to understand that not everyone who's going to buy that book is buying the book because they know you. You should want to put out a body of work that travels faster than who you are. So someone in America can pick up on Becoming right now and read it and read the story of a young girl who went through this and that and that and that, and they can learn a thing or two from it. So it's important to sort of, if you can afford, have a number of editors so that they can tell you if this is a book or if this is just one long ass story, if this makes sense, if this doesn't make sense, and then they
What you
turn
should
what you have
change, what you shouldn't.
into, yeah, so they turn what you have into a book. So that's the phase that we're in right now. It's really hard, I must admit, because there's so many things that I'm doing. So I'm trying to find balance, which is why I'm thankful for this time that has been given to us to sort of
Yeah.
re-strategize and replan and be the best versions of ourselves. So yeah.
Really looking forward to the book. Like, I can't wait for it to just drop.
Thank you.
Success on that.
Thank you
And
so much.
congratulations. You're doing great. You're so
You too.
inspiring. Everybody looks up to you. I look up to you,
Oh,
Toke.
that's nice to
You don't
hear.
get a lot of people derive strength from you.
Oh,
Seriously.
that's so sweet of you to say. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
You're
You know,
welcome.
this
What's
podcast.
your take on the on pressure, like when peer groups pressure you, or society pressures you, or your parents pressure you into getting married? What's your take? How do you stand your ground and be like, listen, I don't want to get married.
I don't want to get married again, girl.
No, like how do you stand your ground? I'm talking about myself or like people doing at
Okay,
the moment.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, you see, I would say this: if you live for people, you know, they're not going to be there for you if shit hits the fan. You know, it's my sincere, heartfelt wish is for every woman out there to realize the power that they have as women. You know, I'm very passionate about women. I'm so passionate about women because I feel like, you know, the odds always seem like it's against us. And this is not me trying to say we're competing with the men or there's a point we have to prove. I feel like society and even beliefs, religious beliefs, and so many things just makes it hard to be a woman. Now, the only thing you can control is who you are. You know what I mean? So
As a
it's important
person,
that
yeah.
if you're not ready for it, don't let anyone bully you into this thing called marriage. Marriage is not the be all and end all. It's an amazing union. People who are married are happy. Married that are happy. You hear me?
Yeah, sure, I can hear you now.
And there's people who are unmarried, you know, there are people who are married that are unhappy as well. So if you can't make yourself happy or find you're happy, why do we put on all that expectation and put all of that on somebody else? Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like women need to begin to write their own story so that the world doesn't write it for us. Do you know what I mean? So if you're not ready for it, don't do it. If you're ready for it, by all means. It doesn't mean that it will be perfect. It just means that, you know, it's another level of responsibility. And it's important that you go into that situation aware of everything you need to know. Do you know what I mean? So for young people who are being pressured to get married, you know, don't listen to them. I get it, it's tough because sometimes this pressure comes from our families. You know, people in your family are like, you know, people your age should be married or be dating seriously. No one has control over things like this. It would happen when it's supposed to happen. And the best
So
part
are
of
you
it,
ready to go on the journey again?
if I meet someone that is worth it, I will do it again.
So you're
If I meet
thinking.
someone that is worth it, you know, the person has to be really worth it. I have to feel like, because over the years, I think what's happened is I've become so comfortable being by myself. So it's a dangerous place to be at as well because you're doing everything for yourself. You know, I heard you just bought a house. Congratulations, boo. Someone actually just sent me that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Like, yeah,
I mean, like, he just filled it for me. I'm like, oh, I'm not
that's
ready
what
to talk
I was
about it.
reading
Yeah.
now. Actually, someone sent me a message. That's what I was just reading now, saying I'm watching the live. I hear she just bought a house. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I'll tell you another
Thanks,
thing she got.
C.
Someone said,
Ah.
well,
Hey. It's a great feeling, though. I felt really good yesterday, seeing like everybody's feeling about it.
really? Someone said you're 23. Is that true?
24, actually. I turned 24 in December.
Oh, so not many 24-year-olds. I didn't have a house when I was 24. So you're doing something right. Well done.
Thanks, Doc. You have a question on the screen?
I bought my first property when I was in my 30s, girl. So you're doing something right. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's one of your
Thank
fans
you.
who said that to me. So as I was saying, you see, so there's people can be like, oh, you know, you need to get married or whatever. But look at what you're doing. You're building an empire. When the time is right, you find someone, and just make sure the person has his own house as well, girl. Because you know.
I know, right? So we have a question on the screen. I can change it if you don't like it.
Let me see. When can you say a woman experience the ultimate climax? Is it when she comes or squirt? Girl, I'm not a sex therapist, okay? So I can only share what I know. Some people would say they don't, you know, climax via penetration. That's not new. Some people can climax by someone literally touching them. So I think it's not necessary. What works, again, that's why I say find what works for you. Know your body. Go on that journey so you know that is it when, you know, the person touches me, or maybe when the person's going down on me, or, you know, what makes me happy or what makes me climax, basically.
Yeah,
How
because
can
I can talk about you. You should know your body by yourself.
exactly. So someone says, how can a woman know a man loves her? Hmm. You know, I was watching Ciara and her husband, and
I saw it on your story.
yeah, people were
My
asking
people on your
like,
picture.
you know, what was the prayer? What was the prayer? And the guy said no one asked him what his prayer
What
was.
was his prayer? Yeah.
That's very powerful, and he inspired me and my South African friend to actually put together our 5 non-negotiables as well. I think as a woman, I can't speak for you. What would make you say a man loves you? But for me, loyalty is very important to me. You know, having someone in your corner, knowing that it's you and the person against the world, and not the world and the person against you. You know, it's important for you to be with someone who has your back, as you would have his back as well. So loyalty is a big thing for me. Kindness is never overrated. I tell people all the time, kindness, if you find a kind man is kind not because it's you. He's kind because he's a kind person and he was raised right. So kindness is something that we shouldn't overlook. When someone is kind, they're generous with their time, they're generous with their finances, they're generous with their emotions. They want your life to be better. You know, when someone walks into your life and you feel 10 times a better woman, that's a keeper. You know, it doesn't mean the person is perfect, but you just know that this is your guy. If shit is about to pop off, this person has you. And life is tough. It's important that you surround yourself with, you know, if you're going to be sharing your bed with someone, at least make sure the person can get you. If you know what I mean. I think it's just important. Loyalty, kindness. For me, I think a man of faith as well. Because, you know, I love to read my Bible and I would like to do that with someone I'm dating. I want to learn something from you. I'm an alpha female. It's important that I date someone who I can learn from.
Have something to give.
Inspire me, you know what I mean? Like, it's important. Like, I don't want to just hear about video games and some stupid dumb shit with your friends. Like, when I
Football.
see you, I need to feel like I'm not doing enough. I need a man that just wakes the beast inside of me up. Like, Toke, why are you sleeping? Work on your goals, do this, do that. You know, that's a man. Girl, don't just be obsessed about what's between my legs. Be obsessed about, you know, if I'm good, if I got a house.
How do you invest on your glow? How do you invest on your glow?
Girl, doing you.
Aside purchasing your skincare products
Yeah.
and
I,
your luxury bags and your makeup, cosmetic line and stuff, how do you invest in your glow?
I think happiness comes from within. Do you? I tell people, you see, when you hear people say, drink water and mind your business, we think it's overrated. It's not. Honestly, minding my business keeps me looking younger because my business is enough to consume me. If I tell you all the things I got going on, I can be overwhelmed by my life. So I don't have the extra time to be invested in who's sleeping with who, what this person has going for them, what these people are doing. True happiness comes from you constantly working on yourself. If you feel like you've gotten there, then you're clearly not doing it right. Because everyone, as long as you're alive, Bill Gates is still working on himself. You would still discover things about you that you didn't even know. So be curious about yourself. Have a curious mind. You know, invest in things that make you happy. If gossiping is not for you, if you're around people who make you feel bad about yourself, cut them off. Like, cut them off. Sometimes energy is transferable. If you're around people who all they do is constantly sit around and talk, I don't have friends who sit and talk about. I don't. Like, I honestly, the other day, you know, people will shock you and surprise you with different things. And, you know, these are things that I probably shouldn't even share on the live, but I will. You know, I have people that when I speak to them, it's like, you know, for instance, the other day, Tiwa was supposed to go live with Didi. She could have done it by herself. She didn't need, but there are friends who will think, girl, I think you should be part of this. It's good for you. Surround yourself with people who are ready to invest in you. Friendships that are, don't waste your time with people who, when
That
you
you
sit
learn
down,
from? Hmm.
they make you feel bad about yourself. You guys bring nothing to the table but just gossip. How will you glow? When you're around people that will be like, girl, you're doing well, you know, you're amazing. I have sisters and, you know, friends that will text me, I watched you, this is amazing. This is what I think you should be doing. Trust me, the glow is from within. You walk a bit more confident, you are in control of your surroundings, and you just focus on you, man. Life is short.
I guess that answers the question on the screen. Queen asked Pepe why she's so classy. She's classy because she drinks water and minds her business. But you can throw more light on it too, though.
It's finished. But Tacha, she said it. Like, I just mind my damn business, man.
Drink water
Like,
and mind your business. Don't talk about people.
you know,
Invest the time.
everybody loves gist. I get it. We all laugh. You know, we read things, we laugh, we love. But it's important that you don't lose sight of what is important because you're out there wondering how somebody else's grass got green. Do you know the amount of time they spent trying to water that grass? You don't. All you see is
Do you know how
beauty.
many sleepless nights they had?
Do you know what I
They
mean?
don't check that at all. They don't.
And then you sit back and then you now begin to wonder, why is that grass green? Why is it tall? Why her? Why this? Already, that's time that you can invest in. Oh, wow, Tasha's grass is green. Maybe I should ask her how she got it green. Tasha, how did you do it? You know? Maybe if you can show me 1 or 2 points that I've tried this, tried that, is not working. That way, we're building ourselves up more. The glow is transpiring. You know, it's lonely at the top, so you don't want to be the only one who is winning at life. But surround yourself with people who also want to win. So that way,
Yeah, the sky's big enough for everyone.
when we get together, our conversations are more about, you know, impact. What are you doing? Let's do this. Let's try this. Listen to this. Do you think this song is nice? What do you think I should change? Do you think I should, you know? And then that way, everybody's winning together. I think personally.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much, Toke, for joining in. We've learned a lot. I won't say a thing or two. We've learned a lot, and I think this is my longest live ever. And
Girl,
it just feels like we've been talking for 5 minutes. That's just
sincerely wish you so well. I
thank
can't wait to
you.
see all the amazing you do. I think that, you know, that platform was a great platform, and now you've been given such an opportunity to become the woman that you're meant to be, and you're never too young. I mean, it's amazing to hear you bought a house at 23 or 24. You know, don't, if ever you feel bad about yourself, remember the good things you've done. You know what I mean? And remember how important it is for you to keep doing what you're doing, you know. And it's not going to be easy. I have to be honest with you. You know, we work and live in an industry and in a good environment that is toxic, and people only love to see toxic shit happen. But you have to sort of get to the point where you ask yourself, am I in flight mode or on the ground? If you're on the ground, you can keep wrestling with pigs. If you're in flight mode, the view from the top is so breathtakingly beautiful. There's nobody hating up there, you know, it's the clouds, and it's like you, and it's like, this is the highest level of vibrations I ever want to attain in my life. So thank
Thank
you
you,
for
Tuck. It's time for our game. Please play our game.
girl.
So so I have
Oh my god, people like
so I have two editions here. I have the Freaky edition and I have the Psychopath edition. Please pick one.
to play games. The thing is, I'm so bad at games, so you pick for me, because I'm telling you now, I suck at playing games. Pick anyone.
Okay, great. Okay, let's
And
let's
you
go
just ask
with
me one question, because I don't think I would win. Like, this is so bad.
okay, Freaky edition. Let's go with Freaky edition. So you need to have your 10 fingers up.
Oh my god.
All right, so put a finger down if you have ever kissed a girl.
No, you didn't do that. No. All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Put a finger down if you've ever watched porn.
Girl, everybody's what's born at some point.
Everybody does, I do. Put a finger down if you've had a threesome.
Can we have a drinking question where I'm like, rather than answer, I drink? Because, girl, you're about to put my business in the streets, girl.
But then if you drink, then everyone will feel like, yes, you've had or something.
Oh my god, Tacha. I said I suck at these games. I don't want to play.
All right, let's skip. Put a finger down if you've had it in the pool.
If I've what?
If you've done it in the pool.
Skinny dipping in the ocean where we used to be.
Put a finger down if you've gone out without an underwear.
All the time, girl. Yeah.
Put a finger down if you've dated two people at the same time.
No, I haven't. I've been a good girl. I always break
Okay, put a finger down if you've used a sex toy. You feel like you know the answer to that in your videos. Put a finger down if you've done it in the public place. What did you do? Did you put a finger down?
in the public place, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Put a finger down if you've had phone sex.
Phone sex, girl, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a 10 questions. Yeah, you did it, Tacha. Yay!
I was literally on fire sitting here. I was like, oh.
Thank you so much. It was an interesting
It was so
you.
nice to meet you. I haven't met you in person before, but you seem like
Oh,
such
and I
a
can't wait to meet you in person.
no, I
I
know.
missed that. I wasn't at the what was the event
The
you
AMBC.
hosted? Yeah, AMVC. Yeah,
Yeah, girl.
I traveled. I traveled.
Okay,
I was on my way
cool.
to Dubai. Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
I stayed connected like through my Wi-Fi, like just checking out pictures and stuff and the tweets and everything. And you looked really great. You looked really beautiful. And you killed it.
thank you. Thank you. I mean, I've said it. You seem like a very warm person, and I think that you have such an amazing journey ahead of you. You don't even know how good it's going to get. You just really need to sit back and prepare for it. It will come with a lot of not so great moments, but just keep remembering the things that you prayed so much to have, which are already happening for you. And do not forget to be that girl who would open the door for some other girl to come in as well. You know what I mean? It's important for us to do
Yeah.
that for ourselves. No one's going to do it for us. We have to look out for ourselves. So, any young aspiring Tacha, feel free to look out for them, get on, talk to them, and just because I just think that women are up to incredible stuff when we all get together and when we all win together. So,
And work together and support each other. That's
I
very
like
important
color
to
hair,
hear.
girl. I love the fact that
Oh, thank you.
you wear color is
Red
so
hair.
and your glow, girl. I can see the highlight from here. Are you trying to blind me? Like the fuck? It's not.
Thanks.
Like,
Like I really wonder if everyone is going to resume to their makeup artist after this pandemic, because everybody's been doing their makeup and their hair all by themselves, and they've been doing it very well. Like you look like Anita Browse with your makeup. Like you look literally perfect.
Anissa will be proud of me. That's so nice of you to say. Thank you. Because, girl, the things people don't know is I actually
You're
don't like
welcome.
makeup. I do not like makeup. It's always a struggle. We're in that chair for hours because I just can't sit still. But it's part of what we do. So definitely, it's one of the things that I've just come to accept. But I'm gonna let you run off now. Thank you so much for
Oh, thank you so much. And
time.
please keep the TikTok videos coming in. We love to see them.
Girl, I've been off TikTok for a while, but I'm gonna do one. I'll do one now.
Ah, thank you.
You're welcome,
Thank
love.
you, Charles. I love you so much. You have a great day, and I'll call you after this. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Thanks. Oh my God, you guys, that was really long, but it was interesting, it was educative, and I'm sure everybody learned a thing or two from Talkstar. She's so intelligent. Awesome conversation. Thank you so much. It was such a great time to talk here. Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to us. And a great, great, great big thanks to Toke. Toke, she spilled a lot and we've learned. And I'm grateful to her for this day. Thank you guys so much. And yes, let's head over to MTV Base Live to show everybody what we've got. So if you can rap, come on MTV Base Live. Man, if you can sing, come on MTV Base